Over 1,400 clues have come and gone, but 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this 52nd episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Welcome in. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri, and thank you so much for joining me. Let's take a look at the rules on your screen. As you can tell, there is a new rule that is exclusive to this episode 52. That rule is a daily double is hidden somewhere in the game. Now, the reason for that is normally I put the daily double every 100 clues, and last week we hit clue number 1,400, but it was Final Jeopardy, so that really would have made no sense. So I saved it, and I'm using it today. As for the rest of the rules, you know the deal. If you want to cheat, go right ahead. I won't tell anyone. Be my guest. In last week's episode 51, the Final Jeopardy category was Famous Titles, which is all about the titles of the 62 Disney feature animation movies. Not Pixar, not Disney Toon Studios, not live action. No, it's just about the 62 Disney feature animation movies. Keep that in mind later in the game. Now, if you tuned into Inside 300, which is my Disney News Flash show that I do every Wednesday, you already know what categories we're playing today. If you didn't, I missed you.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I wish you were there. But you weren't, and I do appreciate that you are here today. So, let's show you what you'll be quizzed on in just a bit. Once again, first up, it is Famous Titles. The second category, Air Disney. Third category, Meet the Robinsons. The fourth category is your Disney Parks category of the week, Epcot. Somehow I haven't done Epcot. I have done a World Showcase category, and I have done Epcoi, which was all about old school Epcot, experimental prototype community of yesterday. This is just about Epcot today. And the fifth and final category, Silent but Deadly. What does that mean? Well, it means silent characters who are antagonists and perhaps even a little deadly. They might not actually be silent, but they don't say any words in English. Maybe they make noises if they're an animal, but they don't say any words in English. By the way, the winner of the second Disney gift card will be announced in just a few minutes. But for now, you know what time it is. It is time for the cupcake round, aka the easiest round of the game. Each of these clues worth just 200 points each. We kick off episode 52 with Famous Titles for 2. The only Disney feature animation film to be named after a prince. Okay, following last week's Final Jeopardy controversy where I asked this question, I was looking for these princess movies that you see on the bottom, but with the way I worded it, Aladdin did fit, technically. So, I'm sorry if I created some intense arguing at home last week, but I did have to include Aladdin in an answer this week just for fun. So that is what the first answer of the game is, Aladdin.
What's your name?
Aladdin.
Aladdin! Hello, Aladdin. Nice to have you on the show. Can we call you Al, or maybe just Din? Or how about Laddie?
Here comes Air Disney for 200. These three members of the Incredibles family are on board the plane crash scene in the original Incredibles movie. Who are Helen, Dash, and Violet? On to Meet the Robinsons, first clue. The family relationship between Louis and Wilbur. Spoiler alert, but it has been a long time. Wilbur is Louis's son.
I'm not allowed to look at this thing, let alone drive it. Mom and Dad are gonna kill me, and I can tell you this, it will not be done with mercy.
Isn't there like a time machine repair shop or something?
No, there's only 2 time machines in existence, and the bowler hat guy has the other one.
Well, somebody's gonna have to fix this.
Good idea. You're smart. You fix it.
Makes more sense if you see the movie. Here comes EPCOT for 200. The name of the symbol of EPCOT. The legendary attraction found at the entrance, the glorious ride that takes us through the history of civilization. or just the giant golf ball. What is Spaceship Earth? Okay, it is time for Silent but Deadly. I will show you the picture of a Disney antagonist or villain who doesn't say any words, and you will have to tell me their name and what movie they are from. So without further ado, let's check out the first clue of the category. I love using this guy. What's his name and where is he from? That is Chernabog from Fantasia. Now that does it for the cupcake round. Now last week I gave away the first $50 Disney gift card to Ashley, and she did contact me. So she did get the gift card, for all you hoping that she just did not watch last week's episode, but she did, so congratulations to her. Now for the second gift card. A lot of you entered, and I appreciate each and every one of you, but the winner of the second $50 Disney gift card from Disney 100 Jeopardy is Dallin Frank, or Dallin Frank. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Dallin. Either way, you got 50 Disney bucks headed your way. Shoot me a message on Instagram and we will get that to you ASAP. Thanks again to everyone for entering the contest, and hopefully we do a few more of these down the road. But for now, it's back to the game. The second round is worth twice as much as the first, so even if you didn't go 5 for 5, you can make it up right now. Here we go. It's famous titles for the second time. This movie is the first in Disney Feature Animation's catalog to be named after a male character. What is Pinocchio?
Two big monsters with big green eyes.
On to Air Disney for 4. Produced by Disney Toon Studios and not the regular Disney Feature Animation or Pixar, Disney's 2013 film titled Planes spawned a sequel in 2014. This was its full name. What is Planes Fire and Rescue?
Morning, Mud Dropper.
How long have I been out?
5 days. Dipper stayed by your side the whole time.
I like watching you sleep.
You know, considering I'm such a big Cars fan, it's kind of surprising. I've never seen Planes, and I'll be honest, I judged it off the fact that it wasn't produced by Pixar or Disney Feature Animation. When I saw it was like Disney Toon Studios or whatever, I was like, nah, I don't have to see that. But with that said, the Tinkerbell movies were great. I'll admit it. The Tinkerbell movies were awesome, and they produced those, so why wouldn't this be good? Maybe I should give Planes a chance. Let me know if it's a watch or it's a skip. We are on to Meet the Robinsons for 4. The name of Bowler Hat Guys, Bowler Hat. What is Doris?
Ho, ho, ho! Let's get that boy! Sit here, but I want to look too. Oh, a mini Doris! I didn't even know you could do that. It's so cute.
Here comes EPCOT for 400. EPCOT recently debuted a new walkthrough experience titled Journey of Water, themed to this film. What is Moana? Here comes Silent but Deadly for the second time. Ah, who's this feline? What's he from? That would be Gideon from Pinocchio.
No, stupid. Don't be crude.
I always thought Gideon's, I guess you could say friend or boss or whatever, Jay Worthington Foulfellow, was one of the more underrated villains in Disney history. A lot of people don't remember him, but he's pretty funny. And so is Gideon. And Gideon is silent. Okay, let's move on to the third round. These clues are worth 600. We start off with famous titles. In 1963, Disney Feature Animation released this movie that featured the whimsical Merlin. Get the title right. I will be honest, this took me a long time to get right. For the first big chunk of my life, I thought it was the sword and the stone, and I was wrong. The correct answer is the sword in the stone. Throwback to the Mandela effect category I did a few months back. It's not really in a stone, it's in an anvil. I think it's what it's called, right? An anvil or whatever. So I don't know why it's not called the sword in the anvil. That would be, easier to remember, but I digress. Let's move on. It's time to take to the skies with Air Disney. This defunct airline was the official airline of Walt Disney World in the 70s. What is Eastern Airlines?
Start with the airline that knows it best. Eastern, the official airline of Walt Disney World.
Here comes the third clue from Meet the Robinsons. There it is. Okay, we were exactly halfway through the game and I decided this was the spot I wanted to put the daily double. So here's how it's going to work. Depending on how many points you have, you could wager it all. You could be like James from, the other Jeopardy show and go all in, which is what I advise you to do because it's not actually your money. And this is for fun. But yeah, you could do that, or you could be conservative if you want to strategize a little bit. Wager whatever you want. If you have no points, wager up to 1,000 or something like that. I have no idea. But yeah, your category is Meet the Robinsons. And I've given you enough time to make your wagers. So here comes the clue. Mr. Harrington in Meet the Robinsons has this sort of allergy. Boop. Here's some Mario Kart sound effect right there. The correct answer is a peanut allergy.
Oops. What's happening? Mr. Harrington has a peanut allergy. Ah!
Okay, let's move on. Here comes the fourth clue in the 600-point round. We're going to EPCOT. This American car brand currently sponsors Test Track. What is Chevrolet? The last clue of the 600-point round brings us to Silent but Deadly. It's another cat. What are they from? And what is their name? The correct answer is Lucifer from Cinderella. I always think it's funny when they make so many cats evil. Why do they make them so evil? Not all cats are bad. I like cats. I prefer dogs, but I like cats. I like cats. They deserve better. Okay, let's move on to the more difficult 800-point round. It starts with famous titles. Mulan, Dumbo, Moana, and Bambi all have some of the shortest titles for a Disney feature animation film at just 5 letters long. Name the 2 feature animation films that have them beat at just 4 letters long. The 2 shortest feature animation titles are Bolt from 2008, I believe, 2007, 2008, and Wish. So there you go. A little fun fact. Those are the 2 movies with the shortest names in Disney Feature Animation's catalog. Up, by the way, is a Pixar movie. So anyone saying Up, I'll let you know now that's why. That is not the answer. Okay, we're on to Air Disney for the 4th time. Walt Disney World once featured an airplane runway that still sits just after the Magic Kingdom Toll Plaza. The runway was built with a set of grooves on its side that play this song when driving over them at 45 miles per hour. Well, I'm assuming 99.9% of us have not actually experienced flying into the Stollport runway right next to Contemporary Resort and Wilderness Lodge. Wilderness Lodge did not exist back then. But maybe you do know that when you drove over the grooves, you heard a version of When You Wish Upon a Star. How cool is that? Just fly into Walt Disney World. I don't have to traverse all the way from the other side of the globe and pretty much the other side of Orlando from the MCO. I would love that. Just land right at Contemporary and just mosey on to the Magic Kingdom. That'd be pretty cool. Let's move on to Meet the Robinsons for the 4th time. When under pressure from Louis, Wilbur tells him that Cornelius looks like this celebrity. Who is Tom Selleck?
Lucille is married to Bud and your dad Cornelius is their son. What does Cornelius look like?
Tom Selleck.
Okay, Cornelius is married to Fanny and her brothers are Gaston and Art.
EPCOT is where we're going next. When circling around World Showcase, guests must cross a drawbridge that can be found between these 2 of the 11 country pavilions. I did my best to emphasize the word country because a lot of you might be saying China and African Outpost, but African Outpost is not one of the 11 country pavilions. The correct answer is China and Germany. That's right, that's where the drawbridge is located. There is a bridge that connects France to England, but it is not a drawbridge. No, the drawbridge that actually goes up, that you can see right there, is located right after China and then a couple 100 feet away from Germany. And with that, we move on to the final clue of the 800-point round. It is silent, but deadly. Ooh, another menacing cat. Surprise, surprise. Disney hates cats, apparently, outside of the Aristocats. But yeah, who's this guy? What's his name? Where's he from? I am ready to get annihilated in the comments with the pronunciation of this name because I don't know how to say it. It's either Sabor or Sabor, but he's from Tarzan. I can't pronounce that. Just, be nice in the comments. Let me know. Is it Sabor or Sabor?
He enjoys a peanut. I enjoy a peanut.
He looks nothing like you.
20 clues are down and 6 remain, which means you know what time it is. It is time for the most overly dramatic, soundtrack-infused, unnecessarily spotlighted part of the game, the 1,000-point round. Hit it. Okay, most difficult part of the game. Hopefully you're prepared. Hopefully you've been studying since Inside 300 this past Wednesday. Let's find out if you have been. We begin with the final clue from Famous Titles. This one of Disney feature animation's 62 films holds the title for the title with the most letters in it. And I'll give you a hint, it's got over 30 letters in the title. When I first came up with this clue, I was positive I knew the answer, and I was wrong. I thought the answer was The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, but that actually lost by 1 letter to the winner, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I swear I put them side by side, and I still feel like saying The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad is longer than The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but unless I don't know how to count, it certainly isn't. So yes, that is the correct answer. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh from the 70s. Here comes Air Disney's final clue. Seen here is Walt Disney's last private plane, which earned this nickname during its use. What is Mickey Mouse 1? Meet the Robinsons now for 1,000. The name of the baseball team Goob plays for. The name of the team Goob plays for is the Dinos.
Goob, go! Wake up!
Yep, Goob was an outfielder for the illustrious Dinos organization, or elementary school, whatever age he was, and he was a great outfielder. He never fell asleep or anything. Nope, he caught every fly ball that he needed to, thanks to a little help from time travel. We move on to the final clue from the experimental prototype Community of Tomorrow. The only one of the 11 countries in World Showcase to not feature a buffet or table service restaurant. This was a pretty surprising one when I discovered it, but the correct answer is USA, America. Yep, we're just straight up quick service here in this country. It's kind of crazy, right? There's no American, I mean, what would you serve? I don't know. What's America? Hot dogs? Burgers aren't even really. Anyway, yeah, it is kind of insane. Every other pavilion at EPCOT does feature a table service restaurant or a buffet. Okay, we move on to the final clue on the board before Final Jeopardy. It brings us to Silent but Deadly. Ooh, spooky. What's his name? Where's he from? That is the Headless Horseman, and I tried to implant it into your brain with some subliminal messaging over the last few minutes, but he is from The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. There you go, 25 clues down, but one remains, and it happens to be the one clue that will ultimately determine how proud of yourself you're gonna be for the next 7 days. Let's see the Final Jeopardy category for episode 52. You had me at line. Okay, I love this category. Here's how it's going to work. Shout out to Gloomy Storm 2292 who came up with it. I'm going to read you a line spoken by a Disney character to their eventual significant other. The very first line spoken by either one of the pair to the other one. You will have to identify who the two characters are in the scene that features that line. I'm doing it in honor of Valentine's Day because next week's episode, which will feature this category in full, will come out a few days before Valentine's Day. So with that knowledge, make your wagers. Okay, time is up. It is time to read the final clue of the game in this episode 52. What are you doing here? Good luck. Okay, time is up. Nothing says romance like asking someone what they're doing there. But that's exactly how Beast began to win over Belle in Beauty and the Beast.
Who's done this to you?
No time to explain. You must go now.
I won't leave you.
What are you doing here?
Who's there? Who are you?
The master of this castle.
And there you have it for episode 52 of Disney 100 Jeopardy. I hope you had fun. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I can't wait to talk to you guys in just a few days with Inside 300, your Disney news flash for the week. I recap all the Disney news you need to know about in just 3 minutes, and I might give you another preview of the categories in episode 53, which comes out next Saturday. If you don't watch Inside 300, I'll see you in 7 days for the next edition of Disney 100 Jeopardy. You know the deal. If you like what you saw, subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hey, Belle.
Morning, monsieur.
This way, you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. I've been your host, Bryan Perri. I will see you this upcoming week. And until then,
Bye-bye.